Hello everyone, this is Orhan. In this video, I would like to show you how to calculate correlation coefficient in Excel. Let me start with the very first one. So in this Excel sheet, which you can find below the video, I have two stocks, Apple and Boeing, in column B and C for the last almost 10 years, starting from 2011 to 2020. So first, basically, I will start by calculating their returns, and I will calculate their correlation coefficient. So let's start by returns calculation, return calculation. So this is return calculation. Once you do it for Apple for the first day, just drag it to the right, double click this tiny little square. It will calculate all the returns. You can change it to percentages by with 2 decimals. So this is Apple and Boeing returns. So you might be wondering what is the correlation between those two returns. So to calculate that, just write correl and then select the first data column, okay, which is Apple returns here. So when you click, using your mouse, click the very first cell, and then either drag and drop or using a Control-Shift down arrow will select the whole column. And then once you select it, put here comma. Now do the same thing for the second data, okay? Now Boeing, either use your mouse or Control-Shift down arrow will select the whole column. Close the parentheses, hit enter. You would have a correlation coefficient here, okay? So basically, this is a number between -1 and +1, so it's 0.43. So originated by Carl Pearson about 1900s, the correlation coefficient describes the strength of the relationship between two sets of variables. It can assume any value between -1 and +1 inclusive. A correlation coefficient of -1 or +1 indicates perfect correlation. Any number in between is shown here. So it's -1, between -1 and +1, +1 perfect positive, -1 perfect negative. So any number between 0 and +1 will be positive correlation, starting from weak positive, moderate positive, and strong positive. In this example, we found 0.43, which is somewhere here. It is very close to moderate positive correlation. So there's no strong bounds for that, strong limits for that, or strict limits for that. It's somewhere here. If it is negative, again, the same thing holds. The closer to -1, the stronger the negative correlation. The closer to 0, the stronger the weak negative correlation. So this is a kind of like rule of thumb. But what if you have more than 2 stocks? Okay, here in the second sheet, I have 5 stocks, okay? Starting from Agilent Technologies, Advanced Auto, Apple, Boeing, and Boston Properties. So as you might imagine, there are more than one correlation coefficient here, okay? There are like almost 14 correlations here, which includes all the combination between those two companies. So to do that, first let's start again by calculating their returns, and then I will show you how to calculate multiple correlations. So B5 over B4 -1, it calculates the returns, and then drag this to the right and double click this tiny little cell. It will calculate all the correlation coefficient. So you can just basically calculate all the correlation coefficient manually, that like we did before. It will take too much time. So the correlation between Agilent Advanced, Agilent Apple, Agilent Boeing, Agilent Boston, Apple Boeing, Apple Bus, etc. So to in order to avoid that, there's a function in Excel. So basically what I'm saying is, so these cells, so you have to find the correlation between Boston Properties and the other 5 here. Yeah, so these cells must all be filled in order to find all the correlations, okay? Obviously, between Agilent and Agilent, it's going to be 1. So these cells is going to be 1 because it's the correlation between itself. It will be perfect correlation. And then these other cells should be filled. Okay, so to do that, there's a function in Excel called, when you hit data here to the right, you will see data analysis. If you don't have data analysis, click File, and then Options, Add-ins, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. File, Options, add-ins, and then there's Excel add-ins here. Okay, when you click go, these two analysis tool pack options should be selected. Okay, once you select them and hit OK, so data analysis will appear here. Okay, so if you have data analysis here, click data analysis, click correlation, and then now select these 5 columns, which is between starts with G3, using your mouse, all these, including the labels. Starting from here, click here and then select these 5 cells, and then Control Shift down arrow 2 times. We'll select the whole column of whole 5 columns, and then hit label in the first row, new worksheet apply. When you hit OK, so you would see all the possible correlation between these companies. So this is going to be between Apple and Agilent Technologies, Apple and, no, I'm sorry, this was, what was AAP? Once again, AAP was, yeah, Advanced Auto. Okay, so this is Advanced Auto and Agilent Technologies, Apple with others, Boeing with others, BXP, Boston Property with others. So you see all possible combinations here. So there can't be any combinations that's not included here. So if you wonder the correlation between Apple and Boeing, just look at Apple, and then if you can't see here, okay, then look at Boeing. Boeing and Apple is here. So this is Boeing and this is Apple. So you can see all possible combinations here. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to see you in the other videos. Have a great day.